Hey, welcome back to another 2 hour grind. I'm Nate, and then today I'm in the comic bunker. I got lucky, I got a snow day today. And what better way to spend the snow day than bagging, boarding, and organizing comics? It's been a little while since I've been up here and put some work in, so I'm a little behind. I got this nice stack of boxes that came in, and I'm gonna say some of them might have been sitting here for about a year. Maybe not, maybe a little less, maybe last summerish, a little after that. However, I'm going to see how I did. Some of these are going to be the pre-orders, final order cutoffs that I ordered back then. Might have gotten some pretty cool books in here. So I'm going to crack through all those real fast. And while I'm talking comics, I want to talk a little bit about Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane issue 2 is going down, and it's going down a little bit right here. I'm going to show a little bit of these comic pages. I might talk about my process, how I create one, how I look at the flow of a page, things like that. Also, if you don't know anything about Wolfsbane yet, check it out. Issue 1 is still available over on the Nate Gets website or the GCB Comics that is found at the Facebook page. There is a little shop there. So, welcome to Wolfsbane. Issue 1 is out. There was a small self-published run through GCB Comics, and check them out, though. Go find one. What I want to jump into today is actually these comics. They've been sitting for a while. I want to get things put into the comic boxes over here. You can see there's piles of books that have to go into the long boxes, into my collection. So, got to get through these before I can do all that, right? Might as well. Here we go. So I ripped through all those boxes real quick, and I'm going to talk about what I got, all right? Some of it I kind of remember why. Some of it, it's... maybe I won't. So, Things from Another World. Looks like I was able to get 2 of the Quests of the Jedi, the High Republic. I believe this was a little bit tough to get maybe when it dropped, and that was the only place I could find that had it in stock. And I guess to save on shipping, I probably ordered 2 copies. So, let's see what else has going down. The next one. This would have been a store purchase. Went over to Cards, Comics, and Collectibles, one of the comic shops that's kind of near me. Picked up that Void Rivals #1, that second print, Jetfire, Skyfire, Jetfire, whatever you want to call them. Got the Bounty Hunters and the Vader. So a couple of those variant covers that caught my eye, and one that I just wanted because of the nostalgia of the character, right? I do have one of those guys complete downstairs. He's like one of my favorite Transformers from when I was a kid. Macross was a huge influence on me and my art style. Right? The band I figure got reused. This was from John Tyler Christopher's pre-orders, right? So I got the Grogu and the Mandalorian set that he put out a little while ago. Star Wars is one of my favorites. You know, everything. I love everything. I can't say that. I had to pick up those negative space variants. They're pretty rad. This was a Fan Expo variant of the Batman Beyond #1, reprinting his first appearance. So it was a set I picked up when they had those available. Get the foil and the regular cover of that. Love Batman Beyond. Got a #1. Got a nice #1 newsstand, graded, and I had to pick those up when I saw those coming back. So let's see what else I got. So I got one of the weekly Shonen Jumps. This is first episode of Chainsaw Man, so sometimes I do like to pick these up. I've got a few of them now. I got the My Hero Academia, Chainsaw Man, and I also picked up the Jujutsu Kaisen. Now this is just Jujutsu Kaisen with Itadori, right, and Fushigo. So the rest of them all appear in Giga Jump #1 from 2017 instead, so gotta get that still. That's got Gojo and Gato and some of the other guys' first appearances in that book, but that one's the first one for like Yuji. But cool pickups. If you're not buying some of those things, some of them are relatively cheap, even if they're shipped from Japan. Not saying there's going to be a market for it, I just buy what I like, right? So this one's coming from Third Eye Comics, really well packed. they're outside of my driving range, so I can usually mail order from them, and they usually ship it to me pretty quick. So this was Spider-Man 7, second print. Got a couple Midtown orders as well, so the next 3 I got Midtown. Usually I'd pre-order things from Midtown. Nice, I'm glad I picked that up. The Art Adams variants are sometimes pretty rad, and they've been doing pretty well. Alright, for the artist, right? I'm an art guy, so I buy a lot for being Enter the Helverine. That one's a pretty cool cover. And they flip this. It was a Star Wars hyperspace. So Cad Bane and Quinlan Vos on that cover. Another stack from Midtown. We'll see what it. I like that they bag and board everything, even though sometimes they stick them in upside down. So Dead by Daylight #1. Star Wars. Spider-Man 2099. Extreme Venomverse. City Boy. Sound like a cool idea. Extreme Venomverse. Rocketeer. Adam Hughes cover. Adam Hughes fan. Remember, I'm an art guy, right? So I got certain artists that I buy their stuff usually. Always getting Amazing Spider-Man. Looks like a Void Rivals. Black Panther. Deadpool Bad or Blood. The new trailer just dropped for the Deadpool 3, Deadpool Wolverine movie. That's gonna be rad. Steelworks. Spider-Man 2099. Some of these variant covers were just sick and kind of had that like nostalgic feel to it, so I end up being a sucker and falling for it. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Star Wars. DNA cover is another one that I like to buy all the time. I want you to the end. I think it was just the #1 grabbed, and I think this was the return of Battle Chasers. As a comic fan in the 2000s, when Battle Chasers came back, I was super excited about it. So finally got that first one of the issues in. Like that's been a few months since these have dropped. So finally getting through them. Voices Spider-Verse. I think that was a good book at one point. Can't remember. Bounty Hunters. Free Comic Book Day Thanks. Spidey 2099 again. Same idea. I bought quite a few of those covers just for that. Really nice cover of I will slaughter his name. Jiyoung Lee, right? Tree. Blue Book #1. I had a signed copy, I think, for something cheap that time when I ordered, and I was like, oh, I'll throw that in my cart too. Batman 357, it's a reprint the first, Jason Todd. Edge of Spider-Verse one. I mean, you got Tyrannosaurus Rex, Venom, and Spider-Man. Ridiculous. Avengers Facsimile. And I went to one of my comic shops the other day. He had nothing, like a bunch of the facsimiles, and they were priced pretty ridiculous. I haven't paid much attention to them. I've been picking them up, but I don't know. Ghost Rider #1, Miles Morales. I mean, just a sick, that's a badass cover. Vigil. Another one, just, you know, magic cover. Extreme Venomverse. A different second print of Spider-Man 7, Spider-Man Amazing Friends, Dawn of DC, Spider-Man 2099. If you haven't been picking up some of these Spider-Man 2099s that have been coming out, they've been introducing a lot of other 2099 characters. Some of them are like the horror characters. They've been pretty rad. Shadow Clones. And I don't know what this one is. Something epic. Image #1s, they're a gamble, but sometimes it pays off. Sometimes they're good stories and it really pays off. Let's see, my last little bit of this haul. This would have been a shop. They were having a pretty good sale. So, blank covers, I always like drawing on blank covers, right? As an artist guy. That Black Panther, Adam Hughes, it was signed, it was, you know, First of the Monkey and Superboy. So, the second print, but I know the A cover of that, or not the A cover, but the first print of, second print of the J. Scott Campbell cover, but I know that first print blew up, right? So the second print is pretty rad to have, even though it's black and white. Frankenstein. I think it was the whole little set, or just a couple of them. Must have been back during the holiday season. They had a bunch of free books still sitting out. And Taskmaster and a Star Wars. So those were pretty fun. I know they had a pretty good sale. I think it was the Black Friday sale that I hit up over there. That was Pop Culture Comics. They were a pretty rad store out in Pittsburgh. That was my recent haul. Now it's going back a little ways because some of those were pre-orders, some of those were from shops. That was like the Thanksgiving Black Friday sale from that one shop. Pretty rad. Got some pretty cool first apps, some good covers from some of my favorite artists. Looking back through some of it, I was like, oh man, I forgot I ordered that. I'm glad I did though. A couple of those books, I believe, had some heat on them at one point in time. Not really sure what the market looks like right now. And I'm not a speculator to tell you to buy anything. I just buy what I like. Those are all pre-orders, things that I, you know, found at the bins in the comic shops, things like that. So buy what you like, have fun. It's comics. Comics are awesome. Keep hunting, find some cool stuff. I'm Nate. This was a quick little 2-hour grind. If you want to see the other cool stuff I got going on, check me out at one of those spots right there. Don't forget, issue 1 of Wolfsbane is out there. Copies are available. Issue 2 is currently in the process. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Nate, and this was the 2-hour grind.